Okay, welcome back everybody for another episode of Ultimate General Civil War. I wanted to let you know that I was doing some uh, updates to my units here in the camp screen. I decided that since these guys have been doing decently well, I would give them some better equipment. So I gave a number of the infantry brigades the M1861s. Before, they had mostly been equipped with the reboard muskets and the M1855s, and I figured their firearm was getting high enough, and we just had such a surplus of these weapons that we give them something a little bit better. So now these guys are rocking the M1855s, and Sully and Cutler have the reboard muskets. All of our shock troops are still using muskets or M1842s. However, these three brigades, especially Wright and Taliaferro, they both have really good melee stats. So I was thinking about giving them the MJ&G Type 2, but I figured we kind of have a limited quantity of them, and I didn't want them getting used up in a minor battle here versus Fredericksburg. So I think once we get to Fredericksburg, I'm going to give them the MJ&G Type 2s, but for right now, we're just going to stick with the muskets and the Springfields. And then I also put another cannon in this artillery unit, and I switched them from Napoleons to 24-pounder howitzers because we had just bought some with our reputation. And that was about it for the changes that I made, but I wanted to update you on that. And now we're gonna play Prairie Grove. Your army is ordered to probe the rich farmlands and milder climate of Arkansas for a suitable winter camp. Scouts are reporting Yankee troops coming from the north and the east to attack your vanguard at the Borden's wheat field near Prairie Grove. All right, we'll slot our 3rd Corps in. Your vanguard is attacked at the Borden's wheat field. There is no time to withdraw, so you must prepare to defend your position. Okay. Let's figure out what I want to do here. So for this one, I'll get rid of my 2 cavalry units. I'll bring in the skirmishers and my other artillery. And I mean, I think we'll just call this good. Looks like we need to hold Bordern Fields. And we'll just have our fire brigades up front. We'll put our shock in the back and just have our artillery here ready to help when and where possible. And our fun revolving rifle skirmishers. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's try to occupy the little bits of cover that we can find. So I'm going to put roads over here. I'll put Anderson in these woods. And Hayes. I'll have over there, Ransom here. And we'll bring the artillery forward a little bit. This is kind of interesting. Almost makes it seem like they want us to take position at these fortifications. But I'm not going to do that. I'll have our shock brigade just kind of acting as a little bit of vanguard units, or I should say units protecting our artillery, just in case anyone comes around. And let's fast forward, since everyone's just getting into place. Looks like we've got some cavalry over here. And I'm going to put all of our guys on hold fire for the moment. Let's move this artillery a little further out since we don't have anyone over here. Graham I just kind of have here in reserve, ready to go wherever he's needed. It's looking like there's a fair amount of units that are coming over on this side. So I'm going to redeploy some of our guys here. We'll let our artillery fire on these skirmishers, get some kills. Bring our fellas forward. Nice. Got king firing. Oops, I did not mean to do that. It looks like our howitzers had a pretty strong impact there. What we got out here? 1855s and 1861s. I'm going to have our skirmishers come around and just try to unload on in the flank. If they try to cross this river, I would love to shoot them. So I'll keep an eye on them over there. And looks like they're coming across. Let's see if we can't do some damage. Oh, we've got artillery. Nice. Take a shot. Yeah, and then advance some more. Same here. Looks like there's some more units up on the hill here that I probably shouldn't engage, but we'll see. Maybe I will. Okay, revolving rifles are doing well here. I'm gonna have roads come back. Right, I'm going to have advance down here. It looks like someone's shooting us in the flank. I want to get Anderson in cover. The guys here did well. Maybe I'll bring Graham over here. Good shots. Yeah, looks like there are some units over here. I can't tell if they're skirmishers or if it is an actual infantry brigade, but it looks like they're skirmishers. So let's just take a shot on these skirmishers and then try to charge into them if possible. I'm gonna have these two units focus the artillery. And then right, I'm gonna try to chase down this skirmisher unit and attack them. I'm gonna move him back to watch the rear of our artillery. And let's charge. Okay, we should win this pretty handily. Gain some more melee experience, some more efficiency. Capture the skirmishers, awesome. I'll absolutely take that. And let's walk them back. Seems like the Union doesn't really want to attack into us. But I might force their hand here a little bit. I'm going to try to pull their attention in this direction and then maybe send Law in for a charge and then have Bloom also firing on the flank. And I'll have Graham and Ransom advance over here. Seems to be going well so far. Yeah, let's come more at it from this angle. Okay, they are turning. We'll see if their artillery, or not their artillery, the cavalry comes into firing range. Yeah, it looks like they did, so I mean, we'll take the free shots on them. Looks like we're getting shot here, probably by skirmishers, or there's an infantry brigade over there. That works too. Let's bring Longstreet over here. Yeah, have everyone shoot that. And then once Hayes has reloaded, I'm gonna bring him up to shoot Orme, I'm not sure. Okay, good. They're all reloaded. We've broken them. We'll keep on advancing over here. We'll bring him up. We'll bring Anderson up. And I'm going to bring Rhodes over here to help with that. And then let's bring Shock, or bring Law forward. Let's bring Mahone, well, he'll fire and then advance. Okay. We stop that cavalry charge. And now let's send move our artillery up. Okay. Excellent. Graham, come forward. Same with you, Ransom. And I'll have Wright pursue them, and I'll have Rhodes come over here. I really want to take out this artillery, so I might just charge into them over here. Shock has done a fantastic job. Or, yeah, Law. I think I keep calling him Shock. Law has done a good job. Looks like we've got artillery, or cavalry coming in over here. I don't know if we're going to be able to... I don't know if we're actually going to be able to repel them. I am a little concerned about this. Yeah, our artillery, I left them alone, and now they are getting messed up. I didn't expect them to come back and fight me. But we captured some 12-pound howitzers. It's not very impressive. I'm gonna bring Longstreet back. Let's just charge. And then after this volley, I will have them charge. Longstreet, yes, come here. Smith has surrendered. Some 10-pounders, those are decent. What are you equipped with? The M1861s, that's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that they'd have something worse, but that's okay. And let's charge into this artillery. Yes, and let's take Latimer back. Excellent, we got them back, recovered 10 of our artillery at least. Still fighting this artillery over here. I'm probably not having great results because my men are exhausted. So I kind of just want them to stand still and take a shot. And that'll be good. Bring Longstreet over here. Okay, they did surrender. Oh, here's the charge. I was going to say, I don't know where this charge is coming from. And we'll have Rhodes chase down these supplies. You can come assist over here, but you men, I definitely want to take out this cavalry. Let's capture them. And I feel like these guys have just been shooting the whole time. I don't know that I've seen them reload at all. I'm gonna have them get a little bit closer. And then open fire. And we know that their artillery was, or not artillery, I keep calling them artillery, the cavalry was down here somewhere. Keep closing in on the supplies. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up because we're just waiting to win. We'll countercharge here. And see if we can't take a shot with our artillery. Okay, great. They shattered. I hate that the general runs so far away. I understand running a little bit away to get out of danger, but running that far is just obnoxious. I really need to make sure that I tell them to hold their position. And we'll charge them to take those supplies. Okay, there we go. Pretty sizable reload time for Bloom. And we'll speed this up again. There we go. We've got them both routing into the corner. So we'll just finish them off here. There we go. Okay. We brought over twice as many men as them, and we had a really good casualty ratio, somewhere around 1 to 6. So pretty happy with that. We captured a lot of Mississippis, which are all okay. We also captured some revolving rifles, very nice. Other than that, nothing too interesting. Recovered one of our 4.5-inch siege guns that we lost in that unfortunate cavalry charge. But here's where things will get interesting, because we'll go up to 9 army organization, and now we can put an extra division in every corps, and I will need to strengthen all of my corps for the upcoming battle at Fredericksburg. Also kind of interesting that we've got 6 1s up here for our recruits. Just thought I'd point that out because it's interesting. And let's bring our guys back up to efficiency here. Or not efficiency, but up to strength.
Yes, sir.
And then let's see which shock has the best firearm melee combination. Looks like it might be... Oh, it might be Law, but we have to put a bunch of rookies in here, so that might hurt him. We'll see. Let's see, 3643, 3245, 3242. So I think I will give the J and G's, or MJ and G's, to Law's Brigade. Let's see if we can put extra artillery in here. We can put 1 here. No. And we're going to switch out the 4.5-inch siege guns. They've served us well, but it's time for something different. Now, how have the Blakeleys performed? 200, 200, 300 versus... okay. So the Blakeleys are fairly good. I'm expecting a lot of close range fights in Fredericksburg, just because we're going to be defending, and so I think I'll probably give Latimer Napoleons because of that. I just think it will be more useful in the fight that we're about to have. And we'll put him at 16 guns. $17 here. Okay. Let's get these guys back up to strength. Rhodes did really, I mean, he did a lot of damage, but also took a fair amount of damage. We'll get Anderson back up to strength.
Yes, sir.
Mahone. Oh, Mahone's actually got a pretty decent firearm stat, I should say. Enough to where I could give him the better rifles for sure. Same with Ransom.
Yes,
Bloom
sir.
did have a lot of fun with these revolving rifles. I am going to give them something else for this fight, though. Like the Henry repeater rifles. Just kidding. I think I will give them... Don't have enough Whitworths, so I'll give them these. These are also pretty fine rifles. Yeah, those all make sense. And we'll come back here and see how we're doing on equipment later to hand out. For right now, let's get these guys back up to strength. Get Siegfried back up to 2,400 men.
Sir, yes, sir.
It's got a really good firearm stat. Kemper also was at 2,400. Hodgson was at a nice 25, yeah. Yeah, it looks like we can just give him as many guns as we want, and it's fine. I'll probably bring him up to 22. I'm not going to put 1,000 in here. But I think I will do 700. Seems like a good number. Bernie is a fire brigade, so we'll give him this one. And he's at 2-star veterancy. And he was at 2,400, so I'll bump him back up to 24. And if I were to do rookies, he honestly doesn't take too much of a hit. But I'll just give him the veterans. Paxton was at 2,400. He does take a fairly big experience hit, but that's okay. I'm also thinking, let's see, 51, 60, 58. I'm thinking I could give him... I'm thinking I could give him a better rifle, since his firearm stat is fairly high. Something like the Lorenz, the 1853.
Sir, yes,
Either
sir.
of those. Pender was probably at 2,500, 24. I'll bump him up to 25. Make our shock brigades a little bigger. Here. Looks like we can get to about 550, which is a good upgrade. Milroy. Oh, I can just put as many cannons in here as I want without it hurting my efficiency. But let's keep in mind his other stats, so I'll put him at 18 guns. Young was at 2300. Let's see if we can bring that back up. Very good. And Hescock, it looks like, was also at 2300, so I'll bring him back up to 23. Trimble was at 2300. And I'll put him at 24. Adams, 550. Let's see if we can go any higher. Not really. So we'll just put him at 550. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, let's put Adams back in charge. Looks like I can get to about 600 before efficiency starts taking a hit. Scott, let's do 18 guns. Hunt was at 2300. I'll happily put him back up to that. And then Dilger was probably also 23, yeah. Kershaw, 23. Sullivan, probably like 550, yeah. And we'll do that again. And here, I want to switch them out for the 3-inch ordnance. I just think they'll probably be better. Although we did get a lot of kills at Antietam. Even so, I think these 3-inch ordnance guns are going to be better. Yeah, I'm gonna switch them out.
Yes, sir.
And then let's improve the second corps, and once we do that, I'll start filling out new divisions. $25, $25. Ooh, McGinnis. Okay, I thought McGinnis was like also at 25, but he wasn't. He was just at. Maybe we'll bring up to 2300.
Sir, yes, sir.
Forest is always suffering. I'll bump Forest up to 700 men.
Sir.
We'll put 22 guns there. Here Lomax had 23, so we'll put him back up to 23. Denison probably was also 23. Yeah. Johnson was at 24, it looks like, yeah. Bear did awesome at Antietam, so we'll give him a small upgrade to 700. Peckham, we'll put it 22 guns. Haskell was at 1900, so I'd love to bump him up to 2000. Gibson. I'm surprised I gave him a Mississippi, considering his firearm stat really is not all that good. I might revisit that. And give him... there's not enough. Yeah, he can keep the Mississippi for now. And we'll put Peabody at 2,000. Let's also put Gibson at 2,000. Keep these brigades growing. Olivak. Put it 500 men. Stockton. 16. Let's bring you up to 2,100, sure. Yeah. Warren. We'll also put it 21. And Leonard was at 2,000, so let's try to see if we can give him 2,100 men as well. Trigg here. Let's put him at 18 guns. And Pratt can have as many men as he wants. We'll put him at 700. Okay, with that being said, I think we're ready to outfit these divisions. Let's not have Robert E. Lee. Let's not have Robert E. Lee be a divisional commander. And I'm going to put these low colonels in. 2 low colonels and then a lieutenant colonel for the other one. And then let's go. And I mean, these can be smaller brigades, so maybe I go through the light colonels here. Certainly not the captains, or else they'll be teeny tiny. Yeah, we'll go through the light colonels, the majors, etc. Yeah, the efficiency is already pretty bad. Yeah, so I'll just do like 1,200 here. Same here. Probably just do another 1,200. And these units will just need some work done. You know, they'll need to be in battles, get some combat experience, but I'm not going to be, I think, throwing them into the thick of anything. The one thing where I might make an exception is for the shock brigades. I do have a couple of high colonels that I could put in, which maybe I will. Yeah, I'll do Wilcox here, which is enough to give me that. Yep, this is going to be a shock brigade, and we want to put 1,700 men in here. And then I'm thinking we'll do double artillery for this last division. Unless I want another shock cavalry brigade, but that might be a lot to manage. So I think for right now, we'll just go through the low majors. And we'll give them parrots, because those are fairly decent guns. And yeah, I'll just be doing this for a little bit.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oops, sorry, not the majors. I want to take from the lieutenant colonels. Let's make sure to differentiate them as a shock brigade. And then we'll do our double artillery. Got plenty of parrots, so it's not a problem. And last but not least, our third corps.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if this colonel is highly ranked enough. Okay, yes. So I guess any moderately high colonel is automatically going to be a one-star veterancy unit.
Yes, sir.
And let's get our last artillery piece in here. Okay. With that, I think we're just about ready. I guess the only thing to do is to go and buy anything in the shop that I'm interested in. Oh, and spend our reputation. So I could get some more Richmonds for my fellas, for my shock units. What's more expensive, the Enfields or the Richmonds? The Enfields. So it would be more cost effective for me to use my reputation on these, but we don't have a whole lot of Richmonds in stock. We do have a good number of Harper's Ferries though, which are going to function as sort of a lesser Richmond, if you will. I mean, I have so much money, and how much will I get from Fredericksburg? Almost 4.5, or 450,000, which is pretty dang good. I think I do want to get the Richmonds then, just because we have a shortage of them, and we just have so many of these. And I would love to outfit more of our shock brigades with guns. And I mean, I'm gonna end up buying both because I get 35 reputation, and I need to eat away some more at this, so I will just get that. It brings my morale boost down to 5, but it's still decent. With that being said, let's outfit our best shock brigades with some better equipment. Yeah, let's give you the Richmond for sure. And then maybe, yeah, these units are in fairly good shape. I'll give them to Taliaferro. I accidentally gave him.
Sir, yes, sir!
Well, yeah, let's give Law the Harper's Ferry, and him the MJ&Gs. And then, do I want to give Wright also these MJ&Gs? I mean, sure. We can do better here.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah, I'm okay with you guys using the reboard muskets. Yeah, that's fine with me. Okay, I think just about everything else makes sense. Just finishing up going through these weapons one last time to make sure I agree with the loadout. And I think that I do. Oh, these guys are actually pretty decent. But I don't have enough. Could buy them Harper's Ferries. What I think I will do is I will go into the armory and I'll buy everything that's of interest to me. So these repeaters, yeah. Wentworths, yes. No, maybe. I'll definitely buy these. The Tyler, Texas. The Tyler, Texas, I don't really think I need them anymore. And I mean, okay. they're just a very interesting gun, and we get so few of them that I am interested in buying them, even though they're kind of silly. Let's buy up all of these, and sure, we'll keep buying these for right now. Vanilla mats, yep. Maynards. These Remingtons. And we'll buy up the artillery. Okay. Which brings us back to the infantry weaponry and whether I want to buy up all of these available Richmonds and these Harper's Ferry. I mean, it'll only bring me down to like what, $800,000, which isn't too bad. I still have a ton of money, so I think I will do it. Yeah, I feel good about that. We're trying to stock up on our shock weaponry, so I'm good with that. Speaking of weaponry, I realized that these guys still have the palmettos, and I want to give them at least these Colt 1860s. Here we go. And then, yeah, I'm happy with you having the Colt. Happy with, oh, well, these guys are doing pretty well with their melee, actually. But I don't have enough Remingtons. I do have enough Lamats. Let's check out our other shot cavalry real quick. See if anyone's more deserving. Honestly, no. Butler absolutely deserves to have the Lamats. He's earned them. Then, okay, with that, I think we're done here. Let's make sure our supply is maxed out just for fun. And with that, we'll be playing Fredericksburg next. The Union's only bringing 6,000 men, and we will be bringing over 100,000. So there you go. This will be a pretty lopsided battle. Just kidding. It's because they're only showing the Union soldiers that will appear in the first phase of the battle, but we can expect for them to be, or for there to be, a lot more troops than that. In any case, thank you for everyone who watched my video today. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys were here for it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. All these things would mean the world to me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.